Hi, it's Andy from Styles, and today I want to teach you how to start a hat business in 2025. It's never been easier to start with hats, and the great thing is they're really profitable. I know a lot of you are a little bit intimidated by hats. You've had problems scorching in the past. You don't quite have the right transfers or emblems to put on them, and you're really kind of, it's not really quite right for me. But the good news is things have changed and there's a lot more options and there's no more scorching on hats. The way you can achieve that is with the 360 IQ press from Hoptronics. It has lower heat and upper heat. So it means you can set most of the heat to the bottom. So let's say 160, and on the top you can go between 110, 120, 140, something like that, which means your hat's no longer scorch. Get really nice, vibrant finishes like this, and you can put anything onto them now. So I want to show you just how easy it is to get started. So I'm going to take a hat, pull the sweatband out, place it on here, pull it tight, and there's no extra attachments. It's got a silicone base so it expands the shape of the hat. I'm going to give it a quick tap just to warm it up. Then I'm going to get a heat transfer. If you're using heat transfers, I prefer a plastisol based transfer, something like an Inktra, possibly with a blocker if you're going for something as vibrant as these royal blue hats. But we also have the ultra color if you're going to need a full color design as well. And these are actually fluorescent too, which is great. Place your design on there, then get the thinnest foam pad if you're using transfers. Place it on top, then we're going to fuse it for 20 seconds. Defuse it for a tiny little bit longer compared to a normal transfer. With Inktra here, it would normally be 10 seconds, but I'm going to go with 20 seconds today, just because it needs a little bit longer because of the shape and the structure of the hat, and that way you're going to get a perfect finish. So when it beeps, it'll pop back up, quick peel, and that's how easy it is to decorate a hat. And you can see this has just come off the press. You can see that there is no discoloration, there's no scorching on this. And that was straight off the press. There's no need for this to cool down. So it means if you're doing this, perhaps at an event with customers, you give them a hat straight away and they're going to be really happy. But it doesn't stop there, because now you have 360 degrees of decoration as well. A lot of people have been asking about, how do I decorate on the side panels? Perhaps you want to decorate on the back. And all you need to do is keep spinning it and spinning it and spinning it with the 360 IQ rotation. So let's pull that sweatband out again. And let's get a little small transfer. Because it's Inktra and it's a plastisol transfer, we can go really tiny with the detail. There's going to be no problem with this press. So let's get the foam pad. Again, let's place it on here. And it's just going to be 20 seconds again. That's it, it's done. But you can keep going around every single panel of the hat if you really wanted to. The main thing is just to find the right transfer that has the right level of thickness for this, so it feels really nice on the hat. Again, hot peel. You can see once again, there's not a single bit of discoloration. And that's just one way of decorating hats. That's how easy it is to decorate a hat in 2025. All you need is a hat press, a hat, and a transfer. 20 seconds later, you have a perfectly decorated hat. And the fantastic thing is, it's not expensive at all. If you're watching this video, just have in your mind how much you might pay for a hat like this or a hat like this. And now I'm going to tell you it costs probably £2.50, £4 at most for a hat, between 20p and £1 for the decoration to go on a hat as well. And then you could probably sell this between 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, depending on who the audience is and what they're willing to pay. There's a really big profit margin in hats, and that's why I really want you to get started this year. So this is one way to decorate hats, and another way you could try decorating hats is with 3D silicone heat transfers. This is something that's new for 2025, and it means you can go over panel on a snapback like this. Gives you a really nice premium raised effect finish. All you need to do is, once again, pull that sweatband out, hook it on the heat press, pull it tight. We'll give it a quick tap for some heat. Then we get a silicone heat transfer, which are available from custom.styles.co.uk. Place it over the panel. Then we're going to get the foam pad again. I'm just going to use the thinnest one once more. I'm going to clamp it down. This time we're going to go for 40 seconds. Because it's a thicker transfer, it's going to need a little bit longer. But still, it's only 40 seconds to create a hat with a raised effect finish, which is not long at all. You can compare this to something like embroidery, which might take you 15 minutes to decorate a hat. 40 seconds later, we're going to be done and finished, and we're going to have a really premium finish. Think about the pricing again in your mind. How much would you have paid for that versus how much you could sell it? And think about this for the silicone option as well, because that price and that perceived value of a silicone heat transfer on a hat is even higher. This is where you can really start to make some massive gains with your profit. Great thing is, it's hot peel. Release the hat press, we bring that over to you. There's no discoloration on this. This is a black hat and it was under there for 40 seconds. Normally this would be scorched. It'd probably be like a nice light gray at this point, but there's no marks on this at all. And you've got a silicone heat transfer on there. You get a little side profile, a really nice raised finish. And this is going to wow your customers. And you could put this into just about any kind of retail environment, corporate environment, sports environment. This is going to be one of the biggest hat trends for 2025, putting silicone transfers on it. And just remember, this is a transfer. There's no weeding involved. Just send the artwork in and then we manufacture this for you in 7 days. This is going to be a game changer for everyone. But let's go and see how easy it is to get hold of some of the blanks for these hats. Okay, I've now been joined by Ashford from Beachfield. He's one of the leading experts in the UK when it comes to hats. As he can tell you a little bit about some of the tips and tricks to get started with. So, Ashford, could you give a recommendation for everyone watching for people who are just getting started, something that's a bit of a classic and a good staple to have in their inventory, and perhaps one that's new that's trending for 2025 that more experienced hat decorators might not be familiar with yet?
Yeah, absolutely. So, starting, we have the ever favourite B655 vintage dad cap. Fantastic seller. It's been with for a few years now, and it comes in a great 17 colour palette. So you can see some really nice, clean, gentle embroidery here, and it comes in some really fantastic crimson colours, some vintage denims, going in some greens and some browns. Really, really fantastic product to get started with for 2025. So now we're going to move on to the new B672. Similar styling to the B655, fantastic blueprint. It's got really nice vintage denim on the front with some contrasting stitching around the edge here and a really soft mesh back at the back as well. You can see again, some really clean tonal embroidery on there. They can also be printed, embroidered, you name it, different variations. So, and we also have is the B653. Again, another popular style. You can see this one has been printed with a really nice, thick 3D silicone vinyl on there.
So if anyone wants to get started, get hold of hats, how do they go about that?
So we sell through 4 distributors in the UK, Rallowise, BTC, Pen Carrier, Prestige, and they stock full line list from us.
And if you were to give one quick advice to anyone who's like, I'm thinking about doing it, they've not made the jump yet, what would you say? How big is the opportunity for them?
The opportunity is massive. I would say, don't be scared. You can easily print or embroider a hat, a bag, just as easy as you can as a t-shirt.
So that's it. Here's how to start a hat business in 2025. Now's the time to get started.